So the first thing to make sure you pay attention to is the labels here. The lines go up by 2 each time instead of by 1. To tell if a line is negative or positive, look at the line for the slope, negative or positive. Look at it from left to right. So if you travel along this line from left to right, you go downhill. Going down is negative. So this line will have a negative slope. If the line was going uphill from left to right, it's a positive slope. Downhill negative, uphill positive. So to write the equation of this line, we need to find what the 2 points are, and then we can use those points to find the slope. And then we can figure out what the y-intercept is. So this first point right here, this is the point x0, y1. 0, 1, and this is the point 1, 0. So we have 0, 1, and 1, 0 are our 2 points, so they show us on that line. And whenever you figure out the slope between 2 points, you're going to subtract the 2 y values on top and subtract the 2 x values on the bottom. So the difference in the y values, we call that the rise over the run, which is the difference in the x values. So the key thing to remember is if you're using this point to do that y value minus this y value, you need to start with that same corresponding x value. Okay, so if I start with this point's y value and do 1 minus 0, 1 minus 0, I need to make sure I also start with this point's x value because I started with the y value. So I start with this y value minus that one, and on bottom start with that y value, or sorry, that x value minus that x value. That'll help you get the right sign if you make sure to always start with the same point. So 1 minus 0 is 1, 0 is negative 1. 1 over negative 1 just reduces down to just negative 1. So what we're looking for is y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. We just figured out what m is. We figured out the slope. So now we have y equals negative 1x, or negative x. You can write the 1 if you want. Negative 1x plus b. Now the b is supposed to be the y-intercept, and we actually have that given to us. Where does this line cross the y-axis? It's the point 0, 1. So instead of writing plus b, we're going to write 1. And that's our answer. Let's do another one. Alright, so here we have another line. The 2 points we have are the point 1, 0. And the other point is 0, negative 2. So what's the slope between those? Well, I'll start with this point. Whatever one you start with, make sure you use that y first. 0 minus negative 2. And then you also use that x first. And that'll help you get the right sign, either positive or negative. So minus negative 2 gives you a positive 2. Minus a negative, and then 1 minus 0 gives you 1, so that reduces down to just 2. So what do we have so far? Y equals 2x plus b. So now we just need to find the y-intercept again, and with a graph we can just look at it and see what it was. It's negative 2 is where it crosses the y-axis. So we're going to write y equals 2x minus 2.